I never thought I'd post something like this. I'm just a regular, boring 29-year-old woman living alone. In a small duplex outside Kansas City, I work from home. I read creepy stories while I eat frozen pizza. And I always lock my doors. Always. I've read so many scary delivery stories online. Some made me paranoid, sure, but they never felt real. Until last week. Now, I can't sleep without the lights on. It was last Tuesday. I was exhausted. Work was hell. I hadn't eaten all day, so I ordered DoorDash from a local diner. Grilled cheese and soup, comfort food. The order was picked up almost instantly. Driver's name was Ray, middle-aged guy in a ball cap with a goatee, harmless. 4.9 stars, over 1,000 deliveries, no reason to worry. The app said he'd be there in about 30 minutes, so I threw on a hoodie, curled up in the living room, and started scrolling like usual. That's when the first weird thing happened. At 9:37 p.m., I got a message through the app. "Your food smells good. Can I have a bite?" I laughed, thought maybe it was a glitch or some weird joke. Maybe the guy was trying to be funny. I didn't reply. 1 minute later, another ping. "Hope you're hungry." I know I am. That didn't feel like a joke. I clicked to report it, but before I could finish, I got the "driver is nearby" notification. I walked to the window, just to peek. There was a dark grey Honda parked at the curb. No headlights, no engine, no one got out, just nothing. Then the app buzzed again, delivered. Pause, confused. I blinked. There was no knock, no footsteps, nothing on the porch. I cracked the door open, no bag, just the night air and silence. I messaged him, "Where's the food?" No reply. Then a text came through, not through the app, a real text. "You looked better with the lights on." My blood went cold. He had my number. I checked the app settings. My phone was hidden. Then I heard them. Footsteps, not from the front, from the side. The narrow gravel path that leads to my backyard. The one with the broken motion light. I backed away from the door, turned off every light in the house. Another text. "Why'd you turn them off?" I locked the front door, grabbed the flashlight I keep by the couch, tiptoed toward the back kitchen door, the one with the creaky old glass panel, and then I saw it. The curtain was moving, not from wind, not gently. Moving like fingers, dragging it aside. Then came the knock. 1, 2, 3, soft, slow, like he wanted me to know he had time. I dropped behind the kitchen counter, dialed 911, whispered through tears, told them everything. The operator kept me calm, told me to stay low, stay quiet, keep the line open. 5 minutes later, the longest 5 minutes of my life, I heard tires screeching, not fast, not panicked, deliberate, like someone driving away, slowly, watching. When the police arrived, I ran out, sobbing. They searched the yard, found boot prints by the back door, and a crumpled brown paper bag wedged under the porch. Inside, a fork. Just a fork. No food, like he was trying to make a point. They ran the license plate. It was fake. The DoorDash account, also fake. The photo, a stock image. The number, a spoofed line. Untraceable. I haven't ordered deliveries since. I don't even like being alone in my house anymore. The next morning, I installed locks on every window. Bought 2 motion-activated cameras, one for the porch, one for the back. Now, when the floor creaks or the wind rattles the glass, I lie in bed, thinking about that curtain moving, the knock, the sound of someone just inches away, in the dark, because he never wanted to deliver food. He wanted to see how close he could get. This happened last month and I still don't feel right. I drive for DoorDash part-time in a semi-rural town in northern Pennsylvania. Most deliveries are uneventful. A lot of long roads, older folks, college students. Nothing ever felt threatening. Until this stop. It was a Tuesday night around 9:45 p.m. and I was finishing my last delivery before heading home. The order was for a single burger and a milkshake from a diner in town. The drop-off address was about 15 minutes out, down some winding back roads with no streetlights, just dense woods and farmland. The GPS led me to a long gravel driveway. No street number posted, but the map showed I was in the right spot. The house at the end was completely dark, no porch light, no interior lights, just a silhouette against the trees. I texted the customer, "Hey, I'm here with your order." No response. A minute passed. Then a message popped up, "Just leave it on the porch." So I grabbed the bag, walked up the steps, and placed it by the front door. As I turned to leave, I heard something whisper. Not from inside the house, from the side of the porch. I froze. It was faint, like someone breathing words through gritted teeth. I couldn't make out what it said, but it sounded like a voice, trying not to be heard. I took a few steps backward off the porch and scanned the tree line with my flashlight. Nothing. But the feeling in my gut was screaming, "Get in your car, now." I got back into the car and locked the doors. As I put it in reverse, I glanced back at the house, and my headlights caught movement in the upstairs window. A figure, pale face, no lights on in the room, but the face was unmistakable, just watching me, not moving. No curtains, no blinking, just a face. I sat there for a second too long, staring. Then my phone buzzed again. New message from the customer. "Thanks for the food, you should get going." No emoji this time, just that. I floored it. Back in town, I called DoorDash support and told them something was wrong with the address. I asked them to check the delivery history. Here's the part that made my blood run cold. The address was flagged. It had been marked inactive 3 weeks earlier. The last driver who tried to deliver there. They never completed the order. Marked it undeliverable. Said the house looked abandoned. No porch, no lights, no one home. But I stood on that porch, and someone was watching me from the second floor. It was a Thursday, around 10:15 p.m. I'd just accepted a Chick-fil-A order. 2 milkshakes and fries. Instructions read, "Leave a door, no need to knock." The delivery address was in this older neighborhood, just north of town. Homes are spread out, yards crowded with thick trees. It's the kind of place that always feels a bit forgotten. Quiet in the wrong way. As I turned onto the street, my headlights lit up a house. All the lights inside were on. Kitchen light, hallway, even the garage. But the lawn was overgrown, damp. The siding warped, like no one had touched it in years. Still, the GPS chirped, "You've arrived." That's when I noticed it. The front door was open. Not wide, just cracked, 6 inches maybe, enough to see a slice of bright hallway, completely empty. I sat there for a second, hand on the milkshake carrier, thinking, should I even go up there? Then I heard it, a knock on my window. I jumped so hard I smacked my knee on the steering wheel. It was a woman, Late 20s maybe, soaked like she'd been caught in a downpour. But there hadn't been any rain, not for days. Her eyes were huge, terrified. She didn't say a word, just stared at me, then looked back toward the house and mouthed, "Don't go up there." Then she ran. Not down the road, not to a neighbor. She took off into the woods. I sat there, frozen. Then, my phone buzzed. New message from the customer. "Thanks. Just leave it inside," it read. I didn't move. Then another message. "It's cold. Doors open." The smiley face. That's what did it. It felt wrong, like a taunt. I put the car in reverse, didn't squeal the tires, but wanted to. I drove 3 blocks down and called DoorDash support, told them something was off, that someone had warned me, that the whole house felt wrong. The support agent took my info, the address. Then she went silent for a long time. Then she said, "That address is marked as restricted. We've had 3 separate drivers report unusual activity there this year. One of them filed a police report." Then she lowered her voice, like someone was listening. "That house was condemned 2 years ago. It's supposed to be vacant." I went home, filed a report myself. The local PD said they'd send someone, but I never heard anything back. Still, I keep thinking about that woman. Why was she soaking wet? Why did she warn me and vanish? And what if I'd gone inside? I've been doing DoorDash on and off for the past 3 years. Mostly late nights. Less traffic, fewer people, better tips from drunks. You get the picture. But last summer, I got a delivery that made me almost quit for good. It was a Thursday, around 11:45 p.m. I was just about to call it a night when an order came through from a sushi spot I liked. It was a small order, miso soup and 2 rolls, headed to a neighborhood about 15 minutes outside city limits. A bit of a drive, but it was a $9 tip, and I figured it'd be my last run of the night. As I got closer, the area started feeling off. You know those weird developments, where all the houses are built close together but half of them are still under construction? That's where I was. The streetlights were scarce, and the GPS kept glitching. I had to turn around twice before I found the house. It was the only one with lights on. When I pulled up, the instructions said, "Leave food at front door. Do not knock. Just text when dropped." All right, whatever. I parked, walked the bag up the porch steps, and set it down. The door had one of those frosted glass panels, so I couldn't see inside, but I thought I heard movement. Then, right as I turned to leave, the door creaked open. A man was standing there. He didn't say anything, just stared at me. Probably mid-40s, really pale, wearing a grey bathrobe that didn't seem to be tied. His face looked off. I don't know how else to describe it. Blank, like someone who'd forgotten how to make expressions. I said, "Is your order?" and took a step back. He just stared at me, then said, flatly, "You're not the girl." I blinked. "Excuse me?" He took a step forward. She was supposed to bring it, the one from last time, the girl with the red hair. I was already backing away, hand in my pocket, grabbing my keys like a weapon. I told him I was just doing the delivery and turned back toward my car. As I walked down the steps, he raised his voice, still expressionless. You shouldn't be here. It's late. I got in my car and locked the doors immediately. My heart was pounding. I texted him through the app to confirm drop-off and then got out of there. Here's where it gets worse. The next night, I ran into a friend of mine who also does DoorDash, a redhead. She looked shaken. Told me she got a delivery to the same address a week before, and the guy had followed her when she left. He tailed her for 4 blocks until she cut through a grocery store parking lot and lost him. She reported it, but the app didn't flag the account. I submitted my own report. Same thing. No follow-up. Just an auto email saying they'd look into it. 2 weeks later, I checked the address again out of curiosity. The house was listed as vacant. No active utilities. No one was supposed to be living there. I haven't delivered in that area since, and every time I see a frosted glass door now, I swear I can feel someone on the other side, just waiting to say, "You're not the girl." And remember, fear doesn't go away. It just follows you home.